Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my home. My name is Becky, and I am so excited that you're here today. Today's video is going to be a little different. I have a small announcement to make regarding the channel and just some life changes that are going on in my world. And then I will try not to talk a lot because this video is going to be a lot of me talking, and I know that can be a little much sometimes. And then after that, I'm going to show you a few things that I have picked up so that I can do a giveaway for Christmas this year. I've got a little, how would you put it? A vintage Christmas starter kit, I guess, I've put together for you guys. So one lucky person will win that starter kit, and I will ship it out to you as soon as possible. So let's start with my announcement. So about 3 weeks ago, the doctor that I worked for announced that he was going to be closing the office. It didn't come as a big surprise, but at the same time it did, because we only had about 2 weeks to close up shop and do all the things that we needed to do to shut down properly. So I have found myself to be unemployed. Now, I'm not upset about it. I am okay with it. I'm at peace with it because I had been working there for 16 years and I was ready for a change. I had been praying for God to make a change in my life, whether it be a new job or just for me to be able to stay at home or whatever He had in store for me. I was open to, I just was ready. I was really ready for a change in that work environment. But because of the person that I was working with, my best friend, I really could not leave her. I couldn't rationalize in my mind to leave her there. I don't know. It's like a little pact we had. No man left behind. She was not going to leave without me, and I was not going to leave without her. So this was the perfect solution, and I was thrilled that it happened the way that it did. I'm not happy that we only had 2 weeks notice right at Christmas. Now that is different. That was a little bit of a shock, but the change was wanted and needed and accepted. So what does that mean for this channel? Well, first of all, it means that I'll be able to put out a little bit more content than what I was doing. Now, that's sometimes easier said than done because coming up with content can be a little difficult. Right now it's Christmas, so I can kind of come up with some content to put out 3 videos a week. So in the new year, I may not be able to do that. I may not be able to come up with interesting things for you guys to watch, but I do love the fact that I can dedicate a little bit more time to my YouTube channel and do all the things that I've been wanting to do. So I hope that you guys will come along for the journeys. If it's interesting or boring, or if we're just thrifting or just having a day in the life, I hope you guys are going to be up for it and willing to watch even the most mundane, boring videos that I can muster up. But I hope you guys will just, hang in there and keep showing up every week like you always do. The other thing that it will mean is that if I'm putting out 3 videos a week, I will not be able to answer as many comments as I have been doing in the past. In the past, especially with just 1 video a week, I really do like to comment back to everybody, kind of have a little bit of a conversation with you guys. I will do my best to do as much as I can, but with 3 videos a week, it's going to be a little harder. So I don't want anybody to say, well, she used to answer comments and now she doesn't. It's just going to be because it's going to be 3 times the amount. So I do have to use my best judgment on that. Realistically, how many comments that I can interact with, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm editing this and I need to stop myself here because I'm not making a lot of sense, and I want to be very, very clear. If you take the time to leave me a comment, I'm going to read it. I read every single comment that is left for me. I love reading them. They bring the biggest smile to my face. What I mean here is that I may not be able to interact back and forth. Like I do like to comment back and say, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Or either, send me a picture of what you did. That sounds so exciting. I just won't be able to interact as much, but every single comment gets read, and I heart every single loving comment that is left. Now I don't heart the ugly ones. Sometimes those they just disappear in the poof, thin air, but I don't have a whole lot of those, thank the Lord. But the ones that are left with kindness, they get a heart. and that means that I have read it. And I just want to be very, very clear about that, because when I was listening back to what I was saying, I was like, that sounds like you won't even have time to read their comments, and that is not what I was trying to say. So, all right, I'll let you get back to it. The last thing is very simple and minute and nothing major, but the post office box that was linked to my channel, it was from my work. So I won't be able to use that anymore. I'm going to have to get my own. So just hold off on sending any friend mail if you were thinking of doing that until I can get a new post office box. I'll let you know as soon as I can get that worked out. But that's my big announcement. I mean, I've got lots of plans in my mind that I want to do. I'm excited that I'm able now to serve my church more. I'm able to serve my family more. I'm able to help with all the little babies, babysitting, like the nephews and the nieces and all of that. I'm available. I have sisters who really, one in particular who loves to get out and go shop every now and then and get out the house, and she won't go without somebody with her. So I'm looking forward to picking her up maybe once a week, or maybe once every other week, and getting her out the house and spending some time with her. There's lots of things that I'm excited that this time is going to bring me and give me the ability to do. So it's exciting. And there's lots more changes going on in my home and in my world and in my family, and I'm going to share all of those with you in the new year, in the coming year, but right now this is the big one for me that I wanted to go ahead and tell you about so that you could kind of know what was going on. But so please, if you don't mind, it would mean the whole world to me if you would come along on this journey with me, and let's just see what happens. Let's see where it takes us. Let's see what kind of doors open. There's a possibility that I might have to start doing maybe some sponsored videos. I don't know. I've never wanted to do that or had a desire to do that. But if this is the only job that I'm going to have right now for the time being, then I might have to do that. I don't want to actually say that YouTube is my full-time job, because I am nowhere near to the point where I could have quit my job and YouTube full time. I have just been put in the position where it's the only thing I have going on right now. So I might have to do some sponsorship. I don't know. I will be very, very selective on that if I decide to do that. So hopefully it won't be too much of a hassle or a burden for everybody. So anyway, that's my big announcement. I think that's everything that I wanted to say and that I wanted to share with you. So now we're going to get to the portion of the video that I know you have all been waiting for, and that is the giveaway part. Now, what we're doing is I have put together a little starter pack, a goodie box full of vintage Christmas. I have been thrifting for the last 3 months or so and picking up a piece here and a piece there and just kind of collecting them in my closet and coming up with this, what is sitting around me right now. Now, it's a gesture. It's not everything that you could possibly need, but it's going to help a little bit if you either wanted to start decorating for vintage Christmas, or if you have been collecting for a while and you're wanting to grow your collection. It's just a few little fun things to add that I thought you guys might like. Now, you've heard me say vintage Christmas starter pack. Now, what is that? Well, let's just think for a second. If you were starting from scratch, what would be the things that you would absolutely need, the quintessential items to start a vintage Christmas tree? Well, I have a couple things that I think you would absolutely have to have. The first thing is you would need these cute little ornaments. And let me get them open for you real quick. There's 6 in this pack. They're the little yarn ones, and I love these. I actually had some that were in gold. I did a DIY project with them. Let me show you, actually, if I can find it. Here's one here behind me. So that's what I ended up doing with my little ornaments. But you do whatever you feel led to do. These are just sequins that you get from the craft store and little pins. And you can get all of that from Hobby Lobby. But you're going to have 6 to start with. I think I lost one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What did I do with my Christmas ball? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's 6 in this bag. Apparently I can't count. All right, So you have 6 to start your collection with. So that's going to be the first item in your goodie box. And then the next thing that you absolutely have to have on your Christmas tree are some icicles. So I got you a pack of those. You can see behind me, I have them on my tree, and I could not possibly hold my head up high with a vintage Christmas tree without these icicles. So these are an absolute must. That's going in your box. And then we found this little guy. Now I would love for it to have had the multicolors, but I couldn't find one in the multicolor, but it does work. I have plugged it in, and this is, you can use it as a topper, or you can just use it in your tree. Just kind of add it to your, oh, you can't see that. Just add it to one of the plug-ins from your lights, and it'll just kind of have a little pop in your tree. So this is going to be in your goodie box. And then what else would go on your tree? Well, ornaments. We need more ornaments. You need all the ornaments. So here we have a few. Now these two here, I did notice that they did not have hangers on them. So I will have hangers on them before they make it to your home, I promise. But we've got one little caroling girl, angel girl, and then the cutest little mouse in a stocking you've ever seen. I love the fabric that he's made out of. How cute is that? So you have 2 like this, and like I said, I'll have the hangers on there because I just didn't realize that they didn't have them on there when I bought it. And then we have this little Santa guy ornament, and he's gonna have a hanger as well. He has one, but it needs to be shaped up just a little bit, so I'll have that fixed for you. It'll all be nice and presentable by the time it gets to you. And then we have these 2 little ornaments. They're the wooden ones. We've got one with this 2 snowmen on the sled and one with the rocking horse. So you've got a good little start to your tree. Now, the tree is on its way, so what about the kitchen? Okay, so you need a couple things for your kitchen. The first thing you need is the cutest little oven mitt you've ever laid your eyes on. I'm going to show it to you right now. He is the cutest. Look at little Santa. He's got little wire glasses on and the cutest little mustache. Here's how he works. I don't know how functional he is, actually, but cute he is. So we've got your oven mitt for your kitchen. So that's going to go in your box. And then, of course, you need coffee mugs. I mean, come on. You need some coffee mugs for Ma and Pa. So you've got his'n and her'n here. We've got Santa. He's just picking up a little tree. And then you've got a cute little snowman. So you have a set of coffee mugs. These were made, well, they're just made in China. Nothing fancy, but cute as can be. So you're gonna have those in your bucket. And then you kind of need to be able to make some cookies for Christmas, right? So I have some beautiful vintage cookie cutters here for you. We have one in the shape of a snowman and one in the shape of an angel. So these are precious. And if you don't want to make cookies out of these, hang them from your tree. These would be precious. I have a little tree in my kitchen, and I have some little cookie cutters hanging from there, and they're just the cutest thing. And now this, I don't know how functional this is. It was just pretty, and I picked it up and I thought it was adorable, but it's this beautiful vintage poinsettia glass. So I think maybe if you were to just sit it on a display, sit it on a shelf, maybe put a little pig sticking out of it or something. I don't know. I just thought it was pretty. And, oh, I know what you can do with it. You can put milk in it and sit it out for Santa, right? There you go. Problem solved. And then the last thing I got, I think, for your kitchen, almost the last thing, was this cute little napkin holder. He is homemade, handmade, however you want to pronounce that. So stinking cute. If you look at him from the behind, you can see the bricks, like this is the chimney, and then you would just put your napkins in there and set that up for your napkins and for your guests for Christmas. I do have one other thing that's going to go in your dining room, but I'm going to save that for last because part of that is in the washing machine, and I want them all clean and nice when I present them to you. So we'll look at that in just a couple seconds. The next thing we're going to have is this cute little shelf sitter rocking horse. I just thought it was beautiful. I love the green and the brown, and this is going to look cute on a tier tray or just on a shelf or on your mantle. wherever. I mean, you could put it in your tree if you want, but how sweet is he? So he's gonna be in your goodie bag. And then we've got a couple other little shelf sitters here. I've got a set of 3 angels. These, they do have ornaments hanging from them, but that's because Salem was hanging them from my tree and I had to tell her not to because they were being saved for my giveaway. So just ignore the hanger. These are not meant to be hung from the tree, but we do have, well, they might be, actually, they do have holes in there, so I guess you could hang them from the tree. But we do have 3 little angels here that you can sit on your shelf or hang them from your tree if you want, whatever floats your boat. I just love the gold and the yellow, and I just thought they were really sweet. She does need to be cleaned up a little bit. I'll shine her up before I put her in the box. And then I did pick this up. I'm not sure why I picked it up, but it's here. It's gonna go in the lot. So it's just some pretty vintage style ribbon. It's not really vintage, but it would be pretty in your tree with the gold and the red and the green. So I stuck it in there anyway, just in case you needed some ribbon to finish out your holiday tree. Now, this next thing I'm gonna show you is so it's adorable, but it's not my style. But it might be your style. I don't know. You guys are kind of like me. You've lived through these trends in the past and you're not really anxious to live through them again. But the younger generation is bringing it back. So I picked it up because it was really inexpensive. But look at this little duck. And you just put your little pick in there or whatever you want to put in there and make him your holiday goose or holiday duck. I don't know the difference in a goose and a duck. I mean, I know the difference in a goose and a duck. I'm saying, what is this a goose or is this a duck? I don't know. Kind of looks like maybe a short-necked goose, possibly. Who knows? I don't know. We're getting too technical at this point. But these are all the rage now. These are so popular. The younger generation is really bringing back this style. And I picked it up. I thought I'd put it in the box just in case you guys felt a hint of nostalgia and would want to add this to your collection. So this is going to. So the very last thing that's going to be in your goodie box is going to be for your beautiful vintage Christmas table setting. So I found these and I absolutely almost squealed. Look how stinking cute they are. They're Santa Claus napkin rings. So let me give you a closer view of them. Here's how his little face looks. He's got his hands behind his back with this little bag, which makes him stand up straight. There are 6 of these, and you can tell they're hand-painted, handmade. What a treasure. I almost wanted to keep these for myself, but you know what? You guys deserve it, so I'm going to send them to you. I did want to find some napkins to go inside of them, and I did find some, which is gonna go in the box as well, but I was only able to find 4. I wanted 6 so bad, but I just could not find any that I really liked. So you can probably do like I do and just kind of mix and match maybe and put 2 for the extra, or either just do a place setting of 4. But these are so pretty, so classic, just a nice little vintage napkin. This is what I was waiting on to dry because I wanted them nice and clean for the trip, for the journey to see you guys. So that's all I have. That's the starter pack that I have put together, the goodie bag that I have made. What you need to do is just comment under this video. Let me know that you want to be entered in the drawing, and I will do a drawing in about a week. And then I'll just do a separate little video, maybe a short, I don't know, something to just let you know who the winner is. So comment under this video, let me know, so just say, hey, put me in the drawing, I would love to have that, and then we'll do the drawing, okay? So that's all that I have for you for today. Thank you guys so much for spending a few minutes of your day with me. Thank you for listening to me and supporting me always through thick, through thin. I appreciate it so much. And until next time, I love you all, and I'll see you later. Bye.